Today on Learn Me Something
Lobsters and baggage.
versus
Trout, Tickling, and De-extinction.
Josiah, welcome to our regularly scheduled program.
Thank you, and welcome to you to our regularly scheduled program.
Thank you as well. Joke's on us. This is not a regular episode.
This is a uniquely scheduled program.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this episode is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be a mini episode.
We're gonna try. We're bad at short.
We're going to set a timer. So we'll each present two topics for 5 minutes each, and see how it goes.
Yeah, and we're doing that because we're releasing a big Christmas special, our second one, which is kind of crazy to think about.
Yeah.
We'll have multiple Christmas specials of this show.
Yeah.
And we wanted to do that at a time where it would be more Christmassy, and you'd have more time to listen to the Christmas special in the Christmas season. So
Enjoyable,
we're doing a mini episode this week when we were supposed to have released an episode, so that next week we can do an actual episode, full-length Christmas episode. Cannot miss it. It's going to be killer, probably.
It's going to be killer.
I've been researching for months.
Okay, I've been researching for a day, so
I'll pick my
guess
topic
more
soon.
realistic.
So, mini episode. This is kind of fun.
Yeah.
We're going to keep it short and sweet. Just give you guys a little learn me something. Is chaser? Is that before or after?
Sure, pre-chaser.
Yeah,
Follower.
A follow-up. Nope.
Runner-up. Nope. Anyway, we're going to try and keep it quick. Keep it choppy.
Yep, we don't have time.
Gotta go.
You were recently punished. What happened?
I lost the last episode, and I had to wear a diaper for a day. I think, okay, what do you think is here's a question for you. How do you buy a diaper?
Walmart diaper section.
I would say with confidence, because that was probably the worst part was like, oh, I gotta go buy a diaper. And so there's quite a variety, actually.
Is there?
Yep.
Which brand did you go with?
They brand it as Equate.
Good.
Which they make toothpaste, I'm pretty sure.
Wow. Very diverse.
It's very becoming packaging. It's not. They brand it as underwear.
Oh, good.
So,
that's kind of them.
Yeah. So really not bad. It's probably the first time I've worn one in 20. I don't know when the last time I wore a diaper was. As a baby.
Since you were a wee lad.
Okay. Yeah. As a baby, not any time older than that. Okay. Let's just be clear.
Mm-hmm.
Not in the last 20 some years.
Seems like you were awfully clear on which brand to pick.
That's because I know my brands.
Big fan of the toothpaste.
It just had good, just nice looking. I also just went for the cheapest one.
I feel like this punishment was less a punishment for you and more just funny for me and the listeners. Just knowing that that's something that you did.
Secretly, and I was like out and about doing stuff. Went to a coffee shop. Went to a Christmas party. Nobody knew. Well, now they know.
Did you find that you had to wear a certain type of pants? Was it too thick?
Well, I made sure to wear a belt.
Okay.
Make sure my shirt didn't ride up at all.
That would have been funny. Is he wearing a diaper?
That would have happened for sure. But it's, not super uncomfortable.
Good.
Just,
Yeah.
it's come a long way, I'm sure.
Standard learn me something punishment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just another normal day, gotta say.
Okay. Let's keep this mini episode cruising.
Keep it going.
So I won.
Yeah, you gotta go first, or I guess choose who goes first.
Yeah, this is kind of weird. We've never done two topics. Well,
Yes,
we've
we're gonna
always
alternate.
done two topics.
Right.
We've never done four topics.
Right.
Two each. I think I'll do one.
Okay.
And then you can do one, and then I'll do another one.
Perfect. I'll set a timer.
Okay, tell me when to go.
3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, would you like lobsters or baggage?
Baggage first.
Okay, have you heard of the unclaimed baggage store?
Yes. Is it in? Oh, it's in Alabama.
It is in Alabama.
Yes. Okay, that's all I know about it.
This thing is crazy. So, well, it's not crazy. It's a cool idea. Came out in the 70s by a guy named Dale Owens. Had this idea, borrowed a pickup truck and a $300 loan, went to Washington, D.C., bought a load of lost baggage from a bus line, sold it for a profit and was like, this is a good idea.
Yeah.
And now he's got this big, thriving store. They process about 7,000 items every day.
No way.
How much time do I have left?
You got 420.
Okay. So basically 99.5% of bags from airlines are picked up immediately. 0.05% are lost after 3 months. The airline titles the bag orphaned officially. And so then those airlines have an agreement with this store. They sell to the store processes, investigates it, checks it all out, and then they sell those items. You can go and sell or buy those items, or you can buy online. So if you want to go to the unclaimed baggage store online,
Okay.
you can shop.
Is it just like unclaimbagagestore.com?
Yeah,
Or at
I'm
least
pretty
Google
sure.
it and you can find it, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
If you just Google unclaimed baggage store.
Okay.
And
cool.
they donate an item for every item they sell.
To
Gee, they just donate it.
anywhere.
I didn't look. It did say something about charity.
They donate it back to
I
the
only have 5
airlines.
minutes. There's no time for details.
No time for research.
How much time do I have?
Just speculation. 3 minutes and 19 seconds.
Okay, perfect. So over the 50 years, they found a lot of fun things, interesting things. They found a full fire suit for firefighters, aluminized for like fighting forest fires. They found a full bear pelt that was packed in salt. They found a camera, a modified Nikon camera designed in the 80s, one of the first electronic cameras. Only 3 were ever made, and it was put on the space shuttle. It was designed for the space shuttle.
Really?
Someone just left it in their baggage.
That's very interesting.
They sent that back to NASA, and NASA was like, thanks.
I lost this.
They found a Tibetan dung chen, which is a ceremonial horn used for low, powerful notes that sound like an elephant. Think didgeridoo, probably in the same family as a didgeridoo.
Or like those Swiss horns that you'd see like...
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they actually use those, but like you're up on a mountaintop.
Yeah, often used as political gifts. Fun fact.
Really?
How much time do I have?
Happy presidential election day. 2 minutes.
Oh, okay. They found an Egyptian burial mask, homemade grass skirt. They found full ivory sculptures made from elephant tusks. Illegal to hunt, not illegal to sell in America, apparently.
Ivory?
Ivory.
Elephant tusks?
Yeah.
That seems like...
A little sketchy, huh?
I don't... Do you know why?
I do not know why. All of it should be illegal.
So if you just come upon it, it's fine to have?
If you just find one?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
And you can make money off of it.
Yeah.
That seems weird. But
They
whatever.
found lutes, peace pipes, Amish quilts. They found a live rattlesnake that had lived for 3 months in a package. It said specifically on their site that they did not sell the snake.
They killed it.
Yeah.
They served it at their Christmas dinner.
Exactly. You know how they get in Alabama. They found a tribal stick that had real teeth in it.
Is it like a weapon?
Um,
Like you beat somebody with it and then there's like teeth at the end?
I think just like more of like just a big.
Was it human teeth or animal teeth?
I think it was animal teeth.
Okay.
We're gonna hope.
Thank goodness.
More human. They found a shrunken head from a medicine man.
Oh.
Yep. Big weird thing.
I'd be interested to know what flights these were on. Like, is that in like to some tiny little airport, or was that to like Dallas?
Yeah. They found a zebra skin. They found a whalebone carving, and they found a violin made by a student of the Stradivarius, who's
Those
one
are
of
the super
most
expensive ones.
Yeah, and the ones made by students are also very expensive. Someone just left it in their baggage.
That's crazy. You'd think that people would track this stuff down.
Yeah, I know. All these seem expensive.
Maybe they just tried and could not. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's very strange.
So this is their 50th anniversary. You can check out their online shop. My time is up.
Exactly 5 minutes. Well done.
Thanks. This is kind of fun. I've had a lot of ideas on my list that weren't quite big enough for full topics.
Me too. You'll have to do this again sometime.
Yeah. Clear out the ones that didn't make the full.
Yeah. They wouldn't make the cut normally.
So here you go. Unclaimed baggage store.
That's cool. I'm gonna check it out. We'll link it.
Yeah.
You got a timer for me?
If I can. Where would one... Oh, I found it.
Oh, shoot. Okay, sorry, the video stopped. And now I'm filming the wall.
Man, if you guys are wondering, these mini episodes come much less polished than the actual episodes. Okay, 5 minutes on the clock, starting in 3, 2, 1.
Have you ever heard about trout tickling?
Nope. I want to.
Okay, so trout tickling, I'm going to give you a step-by-step guide.
Okay,
So to start, roll up your sleeves, find a body of water.
perfect.
But it can't be a public body of water. It's got to be on private land, and you have to have permission to trout tickle.
Because trout tickling is illegal on public land.
Yes, otherwise it's poaching.
Okay.
But if it's on your private land, you can do it all you want.
Good.
At least in the UK, I could not find the legality in the US. I'm assuming it's the same, but
Trout tickling.
there's not a ton of information about trout tickling on the internet. So first, you once you find some water that is legal to do it in,
Yep.
you start downstream and walk your way upstream.
Okay.
Because trout, as you probably know, they have to stay upstream
Yep.
because otherwise they can't breathe.
Yeah.
Because the
So you can sneak up on them by moving upwards.
well, to a degree, and so you kind of find where they're stopped on the side of a stream or river, like in some weeds or underneath a rock overhang, and you feel with your hands, and then once you kind of feel one, you just start rubbing its belly, starting at the tail, going up to the head, and that kind of puts it in a trance-like state.
What?
And then eventually, you can just grab it. So the whole idea is your fingers kind of simulate like weeds in the ocean.
Yeah, so they don't suspect it.
And that's how you do it. You can catch some trout with your bare hand by doing some trout tickling. And trout tickling was mentioned by Shakespeare in his comedy Twelfth Night.
Of course, one of my favorites, probably.
Yeah, if you were to read all of them, it might be your favorite.
Yeah.
And it was commonly practiced by poachers, young boys having a goof, and people in economically tough times, especially during the Great Depression. And it's kind of sneaky because there's no gear needed. If you get caught and you have a fish, like there's no proof.
Yep. No proof.
And it's cheap. You don't need any gear. No incriminating evidence.
I want to try.
And something similar is your timer is gone.
Oh, sorry.
Something similar, tonic mobility in sharks.
Okay.
So this
Shark tickling?
basically, so sharks have electromagnetic receptors around their nose and eyes to help them detect prey.
Okay.
And so if they come up to you, you can kind of pet their nose and just give them a little pet. And that puts them into a trance-like state as well.
That would not be my first instinct. Hey,
No,
little sharky.
if you have to, you hear like punch them in the nose because of those electromagnetic receptors.
Everyone
But if
always
you
turns
tickle
to
'em-
violence.
If you tickle them,
They just like a
they'll
nice
just-
petting.
it just kind of chills them out for a little bit. And for some sharks, you can do this by flipping them upside down,
Oh,
and that kind of has the same effect.
that seems more risky than a good old nose pat.
And usually it lasts for somewhere around like 15 minutes before they return to normal speed.
Yeah.
You do it for a while and they'll kind of like swim around slowly. And you can watch this online. It's very amazing, actually. And so researchers do this to kind of settle down sharks if they want to put a tracker on one that's being a little...
They just give it a quick tickle.
Yeah, give
then
it
track
a
it.
tickle and slap on a tracker. And it can also be used as a mild anesthesia for sharks.
Oh.
So if they have to do some kind of procedure, just give it a tickle, do your procedure, send it on its way. It won't hurt as bad, I guess. And it's also been observed that orcas can exploit sharks' tonic immobility to prey on large sharks.
They're so clever.
So some orcas ram sharks from the side to stun them, and then flip the sharks to induce the tonic immobility and keep them in such a state for a sustained time.
Wow.
For some sharks, this prevents water from flowing through their gills, and the results can be fatal. Not all sharks. Some sharks can just sit, and they don't need to be moving to breathe.
Yeah.
But then others need to be
For sure,
swimming
for sure,
to be
for
able
sure,
to
for
breathe.
sure.
And so that's how you can tame a shark or catch a trout with your bare hands. And this is kind of similar to like when a possum plays dead. There's like spiders and snakes that do similar things as well. And
That's very interesting.
very interesting. So next time I see a shark, I'm going to try it.
Wow.
Give him a little touch. Give him a little tickle.
Next
Tickle on the
time-
chin.
I can't imagine seeing a shark and then thinking, this is a perfect time to try out something I learned about on a podcast.
I can't imagine that. I dream about that actually.
Oh, there's your timer.
All right. We're making good time. This is fun.
We've never really gave ourselves a strict limit before.
Yeah. Real quick,
Yep.
let's do a little ad.
Okay.
If you have not reviewed us on Apple Podcasts, go ahead and do it.
Yeah. That was a good mini ad.
Thank you.
All right, 5 minutes on your clock.
Yep. Start when you're ready.
Okay. Without thinking, answer yes or no. Are lobsters immortal?
No.
Okay. Well, you're right.
Yes, I knew it.
But for a while, people thought maybe they were, and it's because
Wait, did you say immoral?
immortal.
Then yes.
They're still not
No, immoral.
immortal. Oh, if they're lobsters are incredibly immoral, but they are not immortal.
Okay.
I'm tracking now. Oh man, we just wasted 30 seconds on
Shoot,
that
my
one
bad.
bit. There's no time for joking, Josiah. Actually, there is. I don't have much to say. And the reason I bring this topic up is because, man, full minute in, and I have yet to talk about what this is actually. They don't age the way other living creatures do. Fun fact, their reproductive ability does not lower, their metabolism doesn't slow, and they never decrease in strength. Which means that theoretically, they could live forever. And what's interesting is they never stop growing all the way up until they die.
Mm-hmm.
Almost every animal stops growing, except these guys. They just keep growing, keep growing, keep growing.
They're like our noses or ears.
Yeah, and it's because when cells reproduce, they've got these chromosomes, and every time a cell reproduces, the chromosomes get just a tiny bit shorter. But lobsters have an enzyme called telomerase. We're going to say that's the pronunciation because there's no time to fix it.
No time.
Uh-huh. And that enzyme protects the ends of the chromosomes so that they never get shorter, which means that lobsters do not age at all.
They don't, and they can, even when they're old, they can eat whatever they want without gaining weight.
Yeah, exactly.
And once you start doing some weightlifting, just made a connection. SpongeBob, Larry the Lobster. Is that why he's so massive?
Sure.
Because he keeps all of his muscle.
Maybe.
Do you know who that is? He's like the weightlifter, bodybuilder guy in SpongeBob.
Maybe. I don't watch SpongeBob. I'm sorry.
Oh well, what? Okay,
I spent
whatever.
my youth watching Jimmy Neutron and Danny Phantom.
Whatever.
Ben 10, if you will.
Okay, people out there know who I'm talking about.
Yeah. Some people do know.
Yeah, they do. Trust
Some
me.
people don't. Don't isolate the people that don't know. Anyway, so enzymes there makes it so that they don't age. The problem is the reason they are not immortal is because as they grow bigger, they have to ditch their shells because their shells do not grow.
Right.
So they have to, it's called molting. They ditch their entire exoskeleton and then create a whole new one. When they're young, they can do that many, many times a year. And then as they get older, they only do it every so often.
Do they eat it?
I don't know.
Frogs do.
Do they eat it?
You gonna eat that?
Gonna eat that like it's something special. Sorry. So the problem is they get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and their exoskeletons have to get bigger too. So eventually it takes so much energy to create a new exoskeleton that lobsters either die from predators or they die from exhaustion trying to make a new exoskeleton.
Can you imagine?
Isn't that sad?
I died because I was really trying to grow some skin better.
Yeah. Another fun fact.
Wow.
It's
Okay.
very, very difficult to tell how old a lobster is because the way you do it is to look at the hard layer, and they replace that very frequently. and they replaced the entire thing, including the digestive tract.
Really?
So there's very little for scientists to look at to actually see. One thing I saw is that they supposedly use some sort of thing in their eye. The sac in their eye has something that they can use to guess, but very hard to tell how old the lobster is. Largest lobster on record, 1977, 44 pounds and almost 4 feet tall. Can you imagine?
Oh my goodness!
Can you imagine seeing a lobster that big?
I mean, I've been snorkeling and seen lobsters. They're freaky. They're
very
massive antenna.
They're spooky.
I don't enjoy looking at them.
Imagine it being the size of a pretty large toddler.
How heavy did you say it was?
44 pounds.
Oh, well, that is
that's like the size of a average sized dog.
That's a big one.
Yeah. So there you go. Lobsters do not age like the rest of us. I ran out of time. There's a jellyfish that does the same thing.
Oh, box jellyfish?
I did not write down the name of it.
Man of War?
I don't.
Dumbo? That's octopus.
How do you know so many types?
I like animals, I found out, because you got your timer ready?
Yep.
My next topic is about animals as well.
Okay. Good.
We're talking about de-extinction. This is like Jurassic Park
Bringing
stuff.
back the dodo bird.
Yeah, exactly. So at the beginning of 2001, the Pyrenean ibex,
Time of the Space Odyssey.
just about,
Okay. Pyrenean
somewhere around that year.
Bisex.
The Iranian Spicex. The Pyrenean ibex, or the Bacardo, went extinct.
Okay.
Her name was Celia, and she was living in a Spanish national
Why'd
park.
you have to give her a name? That makes it sad.
Because that was her name. I didn't give her a name.
Okay.
So one day, rangers found her underneath a fallen tree, dead.
No.
There goes the last of the Pyrenean ibex.
Can you define that? Like, what does it look like? Is it close to a monkey or more bird-like?
Like a goat with big old horns.
Okay.
Okay.
I needed a visual.
Like a monkey or like a bird, like a cat, like a plant. Is that a tree?
Could be an octopus.
Yeah.
Is it a type of jellyfish?
So recently, before she passed away, researchers preserved some of her ear tissue and put it into cold storage.
As researchers do.
Well, she was the last one.
Might as well keep some ear tissue.
Yeah, right. Keep some of that DNA.
It's only logical.
Some of that sweet, sweet DNA. So after her death, Spanish researchers thawed it out and got to work trying to clone the species.
I love it.
So one of the challenges of de-extinction is finding a species that is similar enough to serve as like the surrogate.
Okay.
To implant into the female.
So they found a mountain goat.
So they took the DNA and made almost 500 embryos.
Wow.
Implanted 154 different types of ibexes. Because this was a Pyrenean, I don't know the other types, but
yeah,
something similar,
Many
similar
type
enough.
Of ibrexes.
Yeah, and only 5 of those became pregnant, and out of those 5, 1 carried the baby to term and gave birth.
So it's back?
This is the first species that's been brought back from extinction. Everything looked good at first, and the baby showed normal signs. However, it was later determined that she was born with an extra lobe in her lung.
Well, they did take DNA from the ear, so it makes sense that there would be an extra lobe.
Good one, but I actually looked this up. There's like, I think 5 lobes in a lung. There's like
how many in an
3
ear?
on the right. I think just 1.
Okay.
For all I know.
Sorry, 5 lobes.
My dumb brain thinks there's just 1 per ear. I don't know though.
My dumb brain.
I didn't make that connection. That's good though.
Thanks.
Classic. Got to give you props for that. So she was born with an extra lobe in one of the lungs, which prevented the lung from fully inflating.
Man.
She didn't get full oxygen, and within the first couple minutes,
Don't tell me.
she passed away.
Well.
This is a good topic to end on, isn't it?
What a fun mini episode this has been.
So the Pyrenean ibex was the first species to go extinct twice.
Wow. That is pretty sad.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Josiah.
But the baby was like kicking normally. Everything looked good except for the breathing.
Then all of a sudden, yeah.
Yeah. And
so are they going to try again?
Well, there's a lot of species that they have DNA for, and apparently they can. Mm-hmm. But experts say it really takes between 50 to 500 different animals to provide enough genetic diversity to really bring back a species from extinction.
Tell me we kept a mammoth ear canal.
I think they do have mammoth DNA.
You tell me
they've
got it.
I know they've found like a baby mammoth within the last 20 years or something. I've seen pictures of that.
That's amazing.
And then part of it is you can't just put it out in the wild because that kind of throws off an ecosystem and
Yeah, messes things.
yeah.
I mean, you could.
Oh yeah, yeah, sure. Who am I to say you can't do something like that?
It would balance out eventually.
It'll work itself out.
The ecosystem was coming down anyway.
Just throw a mammoth out there, see what happens. Take some
Welcome.
notes.
Wow,
Good.
look how many
Sounds
animals
like good
that mammoth
science. Science to me.
killed. Exactly.
But yeah, you pretty much have to pump a bunch of them out enough to have them be able to
Yeah.
go on their own.
Till they get the
Jump start to
Yeah.
you know.
It's a tough but important project.
Yeah, I learned about de-extinction from my PSAT that I took as a punishment. I read one of the prompts was about it, and I was like, that's interesting.
And there we were.
It was about like the ethics of it. Like, is it good? Is it bad?
One of your essay questions.
Yeah.
That's very funny.
Yeah.
Time. Wow, we just cranked out 20 minutes exactly worth of good Learn Me Something
That is good stuff.
content. Wow, it really puts in perspective when you time it how, jokes take time. You have to choose your battles.
Mm-hmm. Timing is important in a joke. Sometimes
Sometimes it's
Not even
not worth
worth
the
it,
time
yeah.
wasted.
yeah.
Here's one thing we didn't discuss.
Mm-hmm.
How do people vote?
Yeah, so if you want to vote, we'll link it below, or you can find it at any of our social media sites at Learn Podcast.
And are you just voting overall? I liked the topics you brought better.
I think vote average, vote for the person.
Okay.
You can vote for Unclaimed Baggage Store / Lobsters or
Right, no in-betweens.
Trout, Tickling, and De-extinction.
Can't vote for a tie.
Or if you like one specific topic, vote for that one. If you like a presentation, vote for that one.
Okay.
So, like normal, it's really up to the listener to decide.
Well, in a full-length episode, we have 30 seconds to plead our case. In a mini episode, we have 10. Go.
You should vote for me because I talked about animals, and we can learn a lot about
5.
life from animals.
6 seconds.
That's all I need.
I can beat that. Give me 5.
Okay.
I brought the only topic that wasn't about
3,
animals, and it was
4.
fun.
5. Okay. We've made our cases. I have nothing more to say.
This will conclude my discussion.
So our punishment for this one is also a mini punishment.
Everything's mini today.
Yeah, it's a theme.
Mm-hmm.
We love the themes. So for this one, you have to go through the Chick-fil-A drive-through at peak hours, like lunch or dinner time.
Yep.
But by the time you have to make sure that you are locked in by the time you get to the order menu.
Uh-huh.
And then you have to say, "Oh, I forgot my wallet."
And then just
And
sit
then
there.
you just have to ride it all the way through and then leave. So it's just a good half hour in the car for no reason.
For no reason. And you're just sitting there, and you do not get Chick-fil-A.
No.
Unless
You can go back around.
Yeah, that's second Z's is fine.
Yeah, but that's it.
Yeah.
So vote for me.
And or me. And or me.
Vote for me and or Caleb.
Thank you for attending with your ears our first mini episode.
Mm-hmm.
We will catch you in 1 week instead of 2 weeks. 1 week with a Christmas episode spectaculathon,
It's very exciting.
which I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got anything else?
No, we can't dilly-dally. This is a mini episode.
No time. We got to end it.
No time.
Larry, play us out.
Larry,
Hurry.
play.